James Heatley is a Canadian professional ice hockey winger who is currently playing with the Anaheim Ducks of the National Hockey League. Originally drafted by the Atlanta Thrashers second overall in the 2000 NHL Entry Draft, he won the Calder Memorial Trophy as the top NHL rookie in 2002. However, after being responsible for a car accident in September 2003 that killed teammate and close friend Dan Snyder, he requested a trade and was subsequently dealt to the Ottawa Senators. One of the Senators' perennial leading scorers during his tenure with Ottawa, Heatley set franchise records for single-season goals, which he achieved in back-to-back seasons in 2005-2006 and 2006-2007, and points, during the 2006-2007 season. He played on the left wing with line mates Jason Spezza and Daniel Alfredsson. The line was consistently among the highest scoring in the NHL after its formation in the 2005-2006 season, with the trio combining for a total of 296 points that season. Heatley has represented Team Canada in 6 World Championships, 2 Olympics and 1 World Cup of Hockey, as well as 2 World Junior Championships. In 2008, he surpassed Marcel Dion as Canada's all-time leader in goals and Steve Yzerman as the all-time leader in points for the World Championships. At the end of the 2008 Euro 09 season, Heatley demanded a trade from the Senators. A deal was in place to send Heatley to the Edmonton Oilers on June 30, but Heatley refused to waive his no-trade clause. On September 12, he was dealt to the San Jose Sharks in return for Milan Michalek, Jonathan Cheechoo and a second-round draft pick in 2010. After playing 2 seasons in San Jose, he was traded to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for forward Martin Havlat, his former teammate with Ottawa. On July 9, 2014, Heatley signed a 1-year deal as a free agent with the Anaheim Ducks worth $1 million. Early life: Heatley was born in Freiburg, Germany to Karen and Murray Heatley, where his father played professional hockey. When Murray retired from hockey, the family settled in Calgary, Alberta. Playing career: amateur career, playing minor hockey in the Alberta Midget Hockey League for the Calgary Buffaloes. Heatley tallied 91 points in 36 games in 1997 Euro 98 to earn the Harry Allen Memorial Trophy as the league's top scorer. He went on to lead the Buffaloes to the bronze medal at the 1998 Air Canada Cup, where he finished as both top scorer and tournament MVP. As Heatley intended to play college hockey in the United States, he joined the Junior A ranks in 1998 Euro 99 with the Calgary Canucks of the Alberta Junior Hockey League to maintain his NCAA eligibility. Recording 70 goals and 126 points in 60 games, he was named AJHL and Canadian Junior A Player of the Year. The following season, he began his 2-year tenure with the University of Wisconsin Badgers of the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. As a freshman, he was named to the WCHA First All-Star Team and NCAA West Second All-American Team, in addition to earning WCHA Rookie of the Year honors. In the off-season, he was drafted second overall by the Atlanta Thrashers in the 2000 NHL Entry Draft, behind goaltender Rick DiPietro. After his sophomore year, in which he was named to the 2001 WCHA Second All-Star and NCAA West First All-American teams, Heatley chose to forego his final 2 years of college eligibility to turn pro with the Thrashers. Atlanta Thrashers: Heatley made his NHL debut with the Thrashers in 2001 Euro 02, leading all rookies in points and assists and was second in goal scoring behind teammate Ilya Kovalchuk. He won the Calder Memorial Trophy for Rookie of the Year, for which Kovalchuk was also nominated. In the 2002 Euro 03 season, Heatley emerged as an NHL superstar. Finishing 9th in overall league scoring, Heatley tallied 41 goals and 89 points in 77 games, his best statistical season with the Thrashers. On September 29, 2003, Heatley was seriously injured after he lost control of the Ferrari 360 Modena he was driving. The car struck a wall, splitting the car in half and ejecting him and his passenger, teammate Dan Snyder. Heatley suffered a broken jaw, a minor concussion, a bruised lung, and a bruised kidney, and he tore 3 ligaments in his right knee. Snyder was critically injured, with a skull fracture, and died 6 days later, on October 5, of sepsis. Heatley was charged with vehicular homicide. He pleaded guilty to second-degree vehicular homicide, driving too fast for conditions, failure to maintain a lane, and speeding. He admitted to drinking prior to the incident, but his blood alcohol content was below the legal limit. He was sentenced to 3 years probation, and the judge, Roland W. Barnes, required the court to approve Heatley's vehicle, which could not have more than 6 cylinders and would not surpass 70 mph. Heatley avoided having to go to trial as part of a plea deal that dropped the first-degree charge of vehicular homicide. Because of injuries he suffered from the car accident, Heatley's season did not start until January 2004 and he appeared in only 31 games. A disappointing season ended with an early elimination in the race for a playoff spot and 25 points. During the last part of the season, the Thrashers and the Atlanta community, including Snyder's family, were largely supportive of him, including telling Atlanta prosecutors and the judge that nothing would be gained by imprisoning him. During the 2004-05 NHL lockout, Heatley initially played for the Swiss team SC Bern. He played consistently well, scoring more than a point per game, until being injured in November when he required surgery for a broken orbital bone after being struck in the left eye with a puck. The pupil in his left eye became permanently dilated as a result. He finished the year with the All-Star Laden AK Bars Kazan in the Russian Super League, joining Thrashers teammate and friend Ilya Kovalchuk, among others, but had an unimpressive stint. Ottawa Senators. Prior to the end of the lockout, Heatley asked to be traded from Atlanta in hopes of leaving reminders of the tragic accident behind. This was unpopular with Atlanta fans, particularly as Snyder's father Graham noted that Heatley owed much to the Thrashers organization that had particularly been extremely supportive of him during his trial and ordeal. On August 23, 2005, the Thrashers sent him to the Ottawa Senators for Slovak star Marian Hossa and veteran defenseman Greg DeVries. Hossa had just re-signed with the Senators after protracted and often contentious negotiations. A restricted free agent at the time of the trade, Heatley immediately signed a 3-year, $13.5 million contract with the Senators. In his first game for the Senators, against the Toronto Maple Leafs on October 5, 2005, Heatley played with Jason Spezza and Brandon Bokanski, but when the Senators were down with 5 minutes to go, Daniel Alfredsson, who replaced Bokanski, scored the tying goal. American Samoa, 2005. Euro 06 was the first year that the NHL implemented the shootout. Heatley became the second player to score in an NHL shootout, scoring against Leafs goalie Ed Belfour, after Alfredsson. Their sticks are now in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Later that month, on October 29, Heatley scored 4 consecutive goals in an 8-0 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs, marking a career high for goals in a game. Heatley made a spectacular start with his new team, registering points in the first 22 games of the 2005 Euro 06 NHL season, breaking Marian Hossa's previous franchise record of 13 consecutive games. Among players with new teams, this was behind only Wayne Gretzky's 23 Euro game streak upon joining the Los Angeles Kings during the 1988 Euro 89 NHL season. In his first game back in Atlanta as a Senator, he was frequently booed, indicating that Thrashers fans felt snubbed by Heatley's previous trade request. Despite scoring, Heatley and the Senators suffered an 8-3 defeat to his former Thrashers teammates. Heatley finished the 2005 Euro 06 season with 50 goals and 103 points, 4th in the league. Incidentally, Heatley's first 50-goal season also marked the first time any Senators player had achieved that mark, setting a franchise record for goals in a season. Heatley's 103 points also tied Daniel Alfredsson for the team lead, together surpassing Alexei Yashin's franchise record of 94 points in a season. Catalyzed by a rejuvenated offense, Ottawa finished the season with the best record in the Eastern Conference and the second best in the league. With lofty expectations for the playoffs, they were eliminated in the second round by the Buffalo Sabres. Heatley recorded 12 points in 10 games. At the end of the season, Heatley was selected, along with Alfredsson, to the second All-Star team. After a slow start to the 2006-07 season, Heatley recorded 50 goals once more and 105 points. By reaching the 50-goal plateau for the second straight season, he became the first NHL player to do so since Pavel Bure in 1999-2000. Heatley's 105 points broke the previous franchise records he shared with Alfredsson. His performance earned him a spot on the first All-Star team. Heatley and the Senators followed up another strong regular season, going all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, but finished short in 5 games against the Anaheim Ducks. The Alfredsson, Spezza and Heatley line was dominant, leading the NHL in playoffs points, all tied at 22. Fresh off the heels of a Stanley Cup Finals appearance, Heatley began the 2007-08 season with a new 6-year contract extension with the Senators worth $45 million, signed prior to the season opener against the Maple Leafs. Since arriving in Ottawa from the Marian Hossa trade, Heatley had appeared in 208 consecutive Senators games, until suffering a separated shoulder on January 12, 2008, in a collision with Detroit Red Wings forward Dallas Drake, sidelining him for 11 games. He completed the 2007-08 season with 41 goals and 41 assists for 82 points in 71 games. In addition to Heatley's injury, Ottawa was plagued with injuries to its superstars all season. Seeding 7th overall in the East, Ottawa met Pittsburgh in the playoffs, coincidentally the same first-round matchup of the previous year. However, Heatley and the Senators would not make a second run for the Cup and were swept in 4 games. Heatley managed just 1 point. On October 3, 2008, Heatley was named alternate captain to Daniel Alfredsson, along with defenseman Chris Phillips. The 2008-09 season, however, was met with decreased production for Heatley and the top line, as well as an 11th place finish for the Senators in the Eastern Conference, well out of playoff contention. Trade request: coming off his lowest points total since his rookie season, TSN reported that Heatley had filed a request for a trade on June 9, 2009, despite being only 1 year into a 6-year contract extension signed in 2007. Heatley had reportedly become unhappy with his role with the Senators under new head coach Corey Cliston. Despite his declining offensive numbers, Heatley felt that his decreased ice time and his move from the first power play line to the second power play line were unfair to him. Prior to the trade request, these concerns had been addressed in the Senators' year-end meetings. In an interview with reporters, Senators general manager Brian Murray stated that he was shocked and disappointed at the request. In addition, Murray stated that Cliston was hurt by Heatley's remarks. "The frustrating part for us is we have gone through several coaches here that we couldn't win enough games with," Murray stated. "We brought in a guy the results we were very happy with. The team started to look like a real team again. And then to be kind of blindsided, in his way of thinking anyway, by one of your players, not wanting to fit in. That's hard for a coach to accept." Trading Heatley was made more challenging due to his large contract, a contract which was to pay him approximately $7.6 million for the upcoming 2009-10 season, with few other teams having the available salary cap space to accommodate. A deal was in place to send Heatley to the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for Andrew Cogliano, Dustin Peña, and Ladislav Smid, on June 30, 2009, but Heatley refused to waive his no-trade clause, further angering fans in both Ottawa and Edmonton. NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly suggested that the Senators may have grounds to file a grievance, as Heatley's contract stipulated the team pay a bonus of $4 million USD. The Edmonton trade would have spared the Senators that expense. San Jose Sharks. On September 12, 2009, he was traded to the San Jose Sharks, along with a 5th-round pick in 2010, for Milan Michalek, Jonathan Cheechoo, and a 2nd-round pick in 2010. Heatley made $8 million that year. In the Sharks' 4th game of the season, their home opener against the Columbus Blue Jackets and Heatley's first game in front of the San Jose fans, Heatley capped a hat-trick with a penalty shot goal in the 3rd period, bringing his season totals to 4 goals and 5 assists in the first 4 games of the season. On November 20, Heatley recorded his second hat-trick in as many months as he scored 3 times from passes from teammate Joe Thornton in a 6-3 win against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Sharks were eliminated in the 2010 Conference Finals. With Dany Heatley in the penalty box, the Chicago Blackhawks scored the game-winning, and series-sweeping, goal. However, head coach Todd McClellan revealed that Heatley had been playing the entire playoffs with a torn groin muscle. On December 2, 2010, in his first return to Ottawa, Heatley was frequently booed. The Sharks won the game 4-0, and Heatley had an assist. In the following season, Heatley put up his worst point totals for a full season in his career, registering only 26 goals and 64 points in 80 games. After the season had concluded, it was revealed that Heatley had been battling multiple injuries during the season, and especially during the playoffs. Minnesota Wild. On July 3, 2011, Heatley was traded to the Minnesota Wild for Martin Havlat. There he joined former teammate Devin Setoguchi, who had also been traded by the Sharks to the Wild on June 24, 10 days before him. While producing a solid season, scoring 53 points, the Wild ultimately failed to reach the playoffs despite a hot start to the year. On February 9, 2012, Heatley recorded the fastest goal in Wild history, scoring 13 seconds into a game against the Vancouver Canucks. In the lockout-shortened 2012-13 NHL season, Heatley recorded 11 goals and 10 assists in 36 games with Minnesota. However, during a game against the Sharks in April, an altercation with former teammate Marc-Edouard Vlasic dislocated Heatley's left shoulder, requiring surgery that ended his season. The 2013-14 season saw Heatley's production decline dramatically, as he recorded only 9 goals and 19 points in his first 55 games. Approaching unrestricted free agency, speculation began that his NHL career might be over and that he might move to Europe to continue his hockey career. Though he showed glimpses of his former abilities by the 74-game mark of the season, he had recorded only 27 points. On March 29, 2014, Heatley was a healthy scratch for the first time in his career after being demoted to the fourth line for several games. Anaheim Ducks. On July 9, 2014, Heatley signed a 1-year deal as a free agent with the Anaheim Ducks worth $1 million. All-Star Games. Heatley has been voted into the NHL All-Star Game 5 times, and played in 4 of them, most recently in 2009. His first appearance in the All-Star Game was in 2003, where he scored 4 goals, tying a single-game All-Star record. The game went to a shootout where Heatley scored the only goal for the Eastern Conference in a 6-5 loss. The shootout goal did not, however, count towards his regulation total of 4, leaving him tied for the record. Heatley also added an assist for a game-high 5 points and was named the All-Star Game MVP. In response to Heatley's impressive performance in just his second NHL season, Eastern Conference teammate Jeremy Roenick commented, "22 years old? You're not supposed to be able to pull moves like that at 22. My goodness." Heatley's next appearance came in 2007, where he played on a line with former SC Bern teammates Daniel Briere and Marian Hossa and got a goal and 2 assists in a 12-9 loss to the Western Conference. Heatley was selected for the 2008, but had to withdraw due to a shoulder injury he suffered in an earlier game against the Detroit Red Wings. Heatley was selected to his 4th All-Star game in 2009 and scored a goal in a 12-11 Eastern Conference win in a shootout. International play. Heatley competed in 2 World Junior Championships during his 2-year career at the University of Wisconsin. His first, in 2000, ended with a bronze medal win against the U.S. in a shootout. Heatley scored a goal in the 4-3 victory. The next year, in 2001, Heatley scored 3 goals and 5 points as Canada won a second straight bronze. Heatley made his senior international debut with Team Canada at the 2002 World Championships, after his rookie season with the Atlanta Thrashers. He scored 4 points as Canada was defeated in the quarter-finals by Slovakia. The following year, Heatley led Team Canada in scoring at the 2003 World Championships in Finland, en route to his first gold medal. Having missed the playoffs once more with the Thrashers, Heatley participated in the 2004 World Championships in the Czech Republic. Heatley dominated with 11 points to lead all tournament scorers, earning his second straight MVP award. Canada captured a second straight gold medal, defeating Sweden 5-3 in the final. Heatley scored his eighth goal of the tournament in the third period, starting a rally from a 3-1 deficit. Several months later, Heatley competed in the 2004 World Cup and contributed 2 assists as Canada defeated Finland in the final to capture the second-ever World Cup championship. At the 2005 World Championships in Austria, his fourth straight World Championships, Heatley did not achieve the same success, with 7 points in 9 games, as Canada was shut out by the Czech Republic in the gold medal game. On December 21, 2005, Heatley was chosen by Team Canada to participate in the 2006 Winter Olympics in Turin, his first Olympic Games. Heatley managed 3 points in 6 games as Canada, defending its 2002 gold medal, was eliminated in the quarter-finals by Russia. As Heatley returned to the World Championships after a 3-year absence in 2008, he was added to the roster with teammate Jason Spezza after the Ottawa Senators were eliminated from the playoffs. He became Team Canada's all-time goal scorer and then all-time point leader for the World Championships, passing Marcel Dion and Steve Yzerman, accordingly. Heatley finished the tournament with a staggering 12 goals and 8 assists in 9 games. However, Canada was defeated by Russia in overtime of the gold medal game. Heatley was given MVP, Best Forward, and All-Star Team honors. In the summer of 2009, Heatley was invited to Team Canada's Olympic tryout camp in Calgary, where he was booed on the ice by fans. On December 30, 2009, Heatley was selected to play for Team Canada at the 2010 Winter Olympics. Heatley helped lead Team Canada to an 8-0 win in the first game of the 2010 Olympic tournament by scoring 2 goals. On February 28, 2010, the team defeated the United States to win Canada's 8th gold medal in Olympic men's hockey. Personal life, car accident. On September 29, 2003, Heatley was driving a Ferrari 360 Modena with Thrashers teammate Dan Snyder in the passenger seat. Heatley, who was driving between 55 to 82 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, lost control and skidded into a brick pillar and iron fence. 6 days later, Snyder died from his injuries. Heatley was charged with vehicular homicide as a result of the crash. He pleaded guilty to second-degree vehicular homicide, driving too fast for conditions, failure to maintain a lane, and speeding. He was sentenced to 3 years probation and ordered to give 150 speeches on the dangers of speeding, and pay $25,000 to Fulton County for the cost of investigating the crash. Lawsuit against agent. In August 2012, it was revealed that Heatley had filed an $11 million lawsuit against his longtime agent and business advisor Stacey McAlpine, McAlpine's parents Gerald and Eugenia, and several companies. The suit, filed in the Calgary Court of Queen's Bench of Alberta, alleges that the defendants lured Heatley into several real estate ventures across Canada and the United States with promises of huge returns that never materialized. It is also alleged that Stacey McAlpine made unauthorized withdrawals of more than $4 million from Heatley's bank accounts. The defendant companies named in court documents are Presidential Suites Incorporated, Waterfront Development Incorporated, McAlpine Sports Management Incorporated, and NSEM Management Incorporated. 1 month later, it was revealed that Heatley's former Senators teammate Chris Phillips was also initiating a $7.5 million suit against Stacey McAlpine to recover lost money as a result of bad real estate deals. The suit, launched at the Ontario Court in Ottawa, alleges Phillips felt he was misled by McAlpine and has unregistered trademark been able to recover monies invested. Endorsements. Heatley was selected as the cover player for the 2004 installment of the EA Sports NHL video game franchise in 2003. However, due to the fallout from Heatley's accident shortly afterwards, EA switched the cover photo to Joe Sakic, although many copies of the game were shipped with his photo on them. Heatley has an endorsement deal with Eastern Hockey, and now exclusively uses Eastern equipment during games. Awards and achievements: Midget, Air Canada Cup Bronze Medal, 1997, 1998, Harry Allen Memorial Trophy, 1998, Air Canada Cup MVP, 1998, Junior AAJHL Player of the Year, 1999, Canadian Junior Hockey League Player of the Year, 1999, College, NHL, Calder Memorial Trophy, 2002, NHL All-Rookie Team, 2002, National Hockey League All-Star Game Most Valuable Player, 2003 Second NHL All-Star Team, 2006, First NHL All-Star Team, 2007, NHL All-Star Game Euro 2003, 2007, 2008, 2009, International, World Championships All-Star Team, 2004, 2008, World Championships Best Forward, 2004, 2008, World Championships MVP, 2004, 2008, Records and Milestones, NHL, All-Star Game Record for Most Goals in a Game, All-Star Skills Competition Record for Shooting Accuracy, 4-for-4, First NHL Game Winning Shootout Goal, Team, Atlanta Thrashers Franchise Record for Most Points by a Rookie, Ottawa Senators Franchise Record for Most Goals in a Season, Ottawa Senators Franchise Record for Most Points in a Season, Ottawa Senators Franchise Record for Longest Point Scoring Streak, Ottawa Senators Franchise Record for Most Points in one postseason, first Ottawa Senator in franchise history to score 50 goals in a season, first Ottawa Senator in franchise history to score back-to-back 50-goal seasons, San Jose Sharks franchise record for the fastest goal to start a playoff game, International, Team Canada's all-time leading goal scorer, 42, Team Canada's all-time leading point scorer, 69, career statistics, regular season and playoffs, International, NHL All-Star Games, see also, List of Ottawa Senators players, references. External links, Dany Heatley's player profile at NHL.com, Dany Heatley's career statistics at the Internet Hockey Database, Dany Heatley's biography at Legends of Hockey, Wisconsin Badgers profile.